All right, Coach. Just explain the last 8 minutes of the game. Basically, that was the game right there.
Yeah, they went on a 19-0 run. I thought we settled for shots again. I thought we had the advantage. They went big, but we started settling for shots, not running the offense. We didn't lock in everything we talked about at the timeout. At the fourth quarter, it's tough because you play really, really good for 3 quarters. And we didn't execute offensively, and then we didn't lock in defensively, especially in transition D. We gave up 3 and 1s. We had 2 straight turnovers. We settled for 4 straight shots. You can't do that against a good team. And we're talking, these are all playoff games for us. I mean, they have to be. And you can't do that in a playoff setting, in a playoff game. You can't do that. You got to stay locked in.
Is this one of the more frustrated conference games?
Yeah. I felt like we had played pretty well defensively, and for me as a coach, I kept saying to our coaches, I didn't like the third quarter because we didn't block out. So we kept giving them confidence with the offensive rebounds in the third. We were getting initial stops. I thought our defense was pretty good for the most part. We had a couple rotations that we needed to clean up. But it was the offensive rebounds that kept giving them confidence. And so that's what carried over into the fourth quarter. But we had talked about that in the fourth quarter, and we just didn't go out and do it. And everybody's playing, we can make an excuse and say, well, so many games, and we were on the road for, 50 hours on a bus. It doesn't matter. Everybody's doing something. We got to get that out of our heads. So it's not an excuse, especially at home. We've got to play better. We've got to go all the way through the fourth quarter, and now we got to make a game up somewhere.
I guess the thing is, a lot of the game, it felt like you could have been up 10, 12 points.
Yep.
Even you were playing that well.
Yep.
You kind of let them hang around originally.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do for that?
Keep playing games. Just keep working with them. Keep coaching them. I think we're learning. I mean, I don't like the outcome of the game, but we are getting better every game. I mean, you can see it. You can see it with our team. I think we're a team nobody wants to play right now. But you got to be able to finish games. You've got to have 4 quarters. I mean, we had 2 on Monday. We won the game. We had 2 on Saturday. We're 1 3-pointer away from sweeping. We had 3 tonight, but 1 really, really bad quarter. Can't happen, especially against really good teams and really well-coached teams like UIW. And especially at the end, we had kind of gotten those leads, like you said, and we tend to settle in. I don't want us to settle in. I want us to play more aggressive. I want us to fight through screens and be better on ball and fight through, if it's a moving screen or not a moving screen, just fight through the screen. There was a couple down screens that hit a 3. You got to fight through that. Regardless if they're not calling, you got to fight through it. And we didn't do that defensively. They knocked down 3, get within 2 again. It changes momentum. And we've got to be better offensively too. I felt like, we got whatever we wanted to tonight offensively. We just got to keep doing it.
Is it a mentally tough thing, or is it a mental thing, or is it?
Probably a little bit of both. Yeah, probably a little bit of both. And not a lot of our players have been in that situation before. So, we played really good for 3 quarters, but you lose the game. And so you kind of you go back and watch the tape, but I think you got to be better in the fourth. You got to mentally lock in, and even when they go on that run to start, I call the timeout. I think we're down 4, because they had taken the 4-point lead. We called timeout. Let's get it back. The second timeout, we run something for KD. We got to knock down that shot. That's a wide open shot. So we're right there. It's just disappointing. I'm hurting for the players right now because, we did play hard for 3. We just got to be able to finish. And it was a long weekend, but we don't want excuses. We want to be able to play and play hard.
Is it even tougher too when Kyra came out the way that she did, and you knew that you got that type of effort in the first half, especially, and just to know that?
Yeah, I felt like everybody stepped up. Everyone's playing different roles, and we're using people we haven't used a lot, whether it's injuries or health or whatever it might be. And so I felt like people stepped up tonight, and we had a couple rotations we tried to clean up at halftime. I thought we did that, but again, going back to Jim's point, we didn't extend the lead in the third, and I thought a lot of that came back to really the offensive rebounds, and it got their confidence. So it was almost even going into the fourth, And then I felt like we executed right away. We had a couple fouls on them, but then we didn't continue that, you know. So it's tough because you do get a lot of extra effort from a lot of different players, but it's not enough to finish it.
What are you going to try to tell the team then leading up? You got a couple days until a road game against a tough Nichols team on the road. What you try to tell this team is you try to get them prepared after a fourth quarter like this?
I said we got to get one back. We got to get some rest. We got to be locked in tomorrow, and we got to get one back. You know, and for whatever reason, we're playing pretty well on the road, and we're not at home. I think tonight was probably our best game at home for 3 quarters. So we're getting there, and you know, some players didn't have their best game tonight, but we kind of found a way to settle in and, you know, still have a lead, and we just got to be able to finish that. Yeah.
Do you feel like when things start to go bad, they lose kind of their, I don't want to say focus, but they lose kind of their, it seems like they're in scramble mode too quick.
Yeah.
They kind of panic,
Yeah.
Everybody rushes to the ball, you lose spacing.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think some of it is, I mean, we've done it all year. We've had it. You guys seen it. We've had a quarter where we've given up a 17-0 run, 16-0 run, 19-0 run tonight, and we're still in games. So it's like we're still trying to work on that. We have not had a fourth quarter like that though all year. You know, that's not something we've done all year. So that's why it was so shocking to me, because usually our fourth quarter is one of our better quarters. We corrected the second quarter tonight. It's been the second quarter for the last 3 weeks. So we corrected that tonight. We did a couple different things, and then I thought we were locked in for the fourth. I really did. I really thought we were locked in. But we gotta pick ourselves up and be ready for Saturday. Yeah.
Does the frustration come in that you have seen it and can't correct it, or?
You know, there's a lot of times we're a different team in practice. You know, because I think we have what it takes. But I think a lot of it is, I think some of it was in the middle of the season playing together. I don't know, we've played enough now. We just got to be better in those moments. Now we've got some injuries, so some key players are out. But I do like, you know, where we're stepping up too, though. So it's a combination of being better in the moment, and as I'm calming down now, we're getting there. I mean, we are getting there. I'm so frustrated about tonight, but we are getting there. I mean, it's amazing to play those first 3 quarters like that. We got to clean up that fourth, though. So as I'm calming down, I think I'm realizing what we've done tonight, but what we have to work on too.
Obviously, the runs in the quarters have been an issue for a while. What can you do to kind of alleviate that?
We've talked about possession. So the last 3 weeks, just so you guys know, and I don't care if people know either, we've gone to possession work in practice where we're looking at putting possessions in a row together, and it can be a negative possession, and then how do you counter that? And so you're looking at positive and negative possessions, and then how do you counter those possessions? If it's a negative, you got to get a positive back. And so it really changed the mentality. We've done it all year, but we really has focused more in the last 3 weeks. I think it's helped. I mean, you go back to Lamar, one of the best teams in the conference, and we eliminated their runs, but then they had 2. Nichols had 1 in the second quarter, you know, so it's like we've been better since then until tonight. UTRGV and Corpus didn't have the big runs, but we had a bad quarter, you know, so we were trying to take care of those. Where tonight, you can't have that. You can't have it in a playoff game, and that's what we said after the game. But we'll get there. I believe in this team. I mean, we've got it. We've got what it takes. I mean, I believe in them. We're going to keep coaching them and keep working, and yeah, we'll pick ourselves up and be ready. Yeah.
That's it.